YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got a good video today. This one was sent to me on Twitter. Guys, if you do want me to react to any sort of video or react to any sort of content out there and post it on the channel, all you gotta do is DM it to me on Twitter at FGuyBoston. This one was sent to me. It's a clip from the Celtics Beat podcast that Adam Kaufman hosts. It's Cedric Maxwell on, and I guess they got to talking about where do the Celtics stand in the East. And as always, I'm giving my honest reaction. I have not seen or heard any of this clip yet. So you guys are going to get the genuine reaction, and yeah, we're going to take it from there. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, before we get to the video and the reaction, you guys know what you have to do. You got to pay the toll if you have not yet. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. Then we can get to the reaction. Until you do that, we're not going to be able to get there. So I got all day. Hopefully you guys hit that subscribe button and like the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this and my reaction at the end. All right, here we go. Again, this is from the Celtics Beat podcast that Adam Kaufman hosts. I don't think Cedric Maxwell's usually on it, but you guys know if I'm going to use someone else's content to help create content on our channel, I'm giving the credit where it's due. So shout out to Adam Kaufman and the Celtics Beat podcast. Now let's get to it.
You looking at this team right now, what place is this team right now in the Eastern Conference?
So I think they could, and this is kind of a cop-out, Max, but I think they could be anywhere between 4th and 10th. You know, like to me, they're absolutely at their worst a play-in team. So I don't see them outright missing the playoffs. I do believe they're a playoff team. I do believe they're a top 6 team. But if you were to tell me going into the year anywhere between 4th and 10th, pardon me, I absolutely believe that, because this is just this team to me is deeper.
10th is set the city on fire. Like, we had a ridiculously disappointing season last year, and that was a 7th seed finish. 10th? Yikes.
It's more well-rounded. It is better than last year.
Okay, well, let me ask you this then. You make that point, but let me ask you this. Let's go down the number of teams. Let's see who do you think is better than them right now?
Okay.
Well, Brooklyn's better, obviously.
All right, I'll give this before I hear what they say. Brooklyn, the Bucks, the Heat, and this is in no particular order. The Sixers, and the Heat are a fringe one, honestly. So are the Sixers. I think the definites are Brooklyn and the Bucks. And yeah, I don't know if I have anyone that's like a lock that's better than the Celtics right now. And I'm saying a lock. Like, obviously there's teams that have great chances to be able to be better than the Celtics this year, a lot of offseason moves and whatnot. But those 4 that I mentioned are kind of the ones that jump to my mind right away. Let's see what Kaufman says.
Brooklyn? Okay, well, I'm going to go with this. Slow down.
Yep.
Go ahead. Brooklyn,
Slow
1.
down.
Milwaukee's better.
2.
Yep.
Miami's better.
3.
So those are definites.
3. Okay.
Chicago could be better.
Well, we ain't got Chicago yet. Let's say, how about Atlanta?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I know what they did last year. I still don't love the Hawks, but you can. I'll certainly listen to it.
Atlanta was kind of like a Cinderella team last year, if I'm being honest. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to go and replicate that or do that again, but to say that they're like locks better than the Celtics, I feel like that's where it's kind of like you lose me. You could get me with saying, hey, that's going to be a tough series. It might go 7 games, anything like that. Fine. But to try and say preseason now, just after the Summer League even, that Atlanta is better than the Celtics, you know, let's put them in there with the talks of Milwaukee, Brooklyn. Like, I'm going to pump the brakes, okay, on Icy Trey and everyone. Like, I'm going to pump the brakes there until I see that. So I'm not saying Atlanta won't finish better than them. But let's not forget that Atlanta absolutely went on a scorched earth run for a while that allowed them to get to where they ended up.
Atlanta? Okay.
No, I'm not on Atlanta.
So those 4, that's as far as you're going right now?
That's as far as I would go with automatics. And like I said, I wouldn't even make Atlanta an automatic, but those first 3 for sure.
Let me ask you, so you wouldn't say Philly is better?
See, I think
I wouldn't say automatically. We still don't even know if Ben Simmons is going to be on that team. You know, and if you move him,
Simmons isn't that team. Joel Embiid is that team.
No, I know.
That's why I think right now
Simmons stinks.
I know. I'm not saying he stinks.
Right. So if you're moving him away, you know, what do you get in return?
I still believe that Philly is a better team. I see this team right now is maybe 7. When you
this team, the Celtics team.
Yeah, I think maybe 7. When I start thinking about the number of teams you talked about, and you look what Miami has done.
So who are the
has really
7?
got the stick down there.
Who are the 6?
It's going to be.
Yeah.
Woo, it's going to be. There's going to be some tough roads to hoe, man. When you think about those teams and playing, and another team is going to really be good, and I think right in that wheelhouse is going to be Charlotte.
Oh,
Charlotte,
come on. I mean, see, that's the thing. If you are going to give me that the Knicks are already better, or the Hawks are already better, or I think Maxwell said the Bulls are already better, or now the freaking Charlotte Hornets are already better, that means you might, and I'm not saying Maxwell's like dying on this hill or anything, but to say that those teams are kind of in the conversation of that they're even remotely close to being definitely better than the Celtics, you absolutely lose me. Like the Charlotte Hornets, come on. The Charlotte Hornets, I'm not saying the Hornets are bad. They actually surprised a lot of people last year. But to say that, hey, if we're going to talk about what teams are going to be ahead of the Celtics, the fact that they're even in the same breath in this sentence, no. And I'm not saying they won't be. They got a lot of young guys. They have a lot of talent that could just all of a sudden explode. But they don't deserve to be in this conversation right now, like at all.
Proved on what they had with their young point guard.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if there's a certain gentleman that can stay healthy all year.
Yeah, we'll see if Hayward can stay on the floor. Have the Celtics gotten better, or have they? Because last year we never even got an indication of what they could be because they were just never healthy. Whether it was injuries or COVID, they far
or effort or heart or anything grit related. Yeah.
away lost more man games than anybody else across the league. And that's not to make an excuse. It's just reality. We never saw what that team was designed to be or could become. Last year was a wasted year, not intentionally. A lot of people think this year is wasted intentionally based on the way they've rebuilt this roster. I happen to believe they are while not a contender, a better team than what they were last year. They are a better than 500 team, which is what they were last season.
It's kind of crazy how much I'm in Adam Kaufman's ballpark here. Like I am very much, I had those 3 teams that were pretty much the definites, and even Miami, I wouldn't say is a total definite better than them, but those are the first 3 names that came to mind before even hearing his. And then also, this team just is going to be better than last year, not because they got so much better or anything like that, but because they were so bad last year. You know what I mean? Like, that was a absolute downfall of a season, all things considered, all expectations considered. That wasn't what the Celtics were supposed to be. So even if they didn't get better talent-wise, which I think they might have gotten a little bit deeper, maybe they lost some top-end talent type of thing, I do still think overall you have a slightly better team, which, barring any sort of absolute travesty like we'd call last year, you are going to be a better team than you were last year.
Do you agree with that, or do you think that they are
I agree with that.
around?
I agree with that, especially when you start thinking about their bench right now. I think that to me is going to be the key. Last year, when you start looking at your bench, and
we had someone like that coming in.
Schroeder in a minute,
Mm-hmm.
who he is as a player, and look at the other pieces that they're trying to add in with Dunn and guys like that. We don't know if they're going to be here, but still, just the quality of those guys. And as much as I love Taco as a person.
Oh, yeah. Taco, come on. That's a low blow.
Basketball-wise,
he wasn't even on the
game
team.
has
He was
moved
a two-way
so
guy.
far away from him
Mm-hmm.
how is he going to affect you or ever play for you? Those slots, those 3-4 slots down at the bottom were I mean, I hate the fact that, you start losing, I mean, a couple of guys here and there. Kimba was really a cool dude, man. I loved him. But I understood what the Celtics were doing.
So where do I think the Celtics are going to rank in the East? I think I talked about it. I gave a little spoiler here on the podcast I did, the Unleashed podcast, my most recent episode on the channel. I do think the Celtics fall somewhere between 4 and 6 this season. Where exactly I want to cement myself and cement my take, I'm still kind of working that, and it's a work in progress. I'm still trying to figure it out. But to me, Celtics definitely are better than last year, and not even if they were, technically on paper, talent-wise better. I think you're in for a better season than last year. I know, the talent and all this, Kemba left, blah, 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 blah. new coach, a GM that's making moves, fresh blood in the mix. Like, this team at least is going to have a little bit more of a fire under their ass than they have in the last few years, and that's what I'm excited about. That's what I got for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button, then comment down below where you think the Celtics are going to be when it's all said and done at the end of the regular season. And, you know, we'll probably make a video on it at some point, but if you want to let me know how far you think they're going in the playoffs as well, drop that in the comments down below. Catch you guys in the next video.